The Strange Case of Moody, Watch, and Spy.
When most places are enjoying balmy, sunny days, the far northern coast of Labrador is still locked in ice and snow. The coastline of Labrador is irregular, with many inlets and jutting pieces of rocky, barren land. Nestled snugly, safely in this cold, rugged coastline is the city of St. Anthony. In St. Anthony, there is a hospital run by an American missionary doctor.
Come in.
Dr. Grenfell?
Why, yes. Won't you come in? Sit down.
Thanks. My name is Hadley. I'm on my way to the continent. My plane's had down to refuel, and, well, minor adjustments needed to be made. Well, while I was waiting, I came looking around, sightseeing.
Yes, Mr. Hadley?
Well, among other things, I noticed a bronze tablet on the hospital hallway wall. It carried the inscription, "Not one of them is forgotten before your Father which is in heaven."
Yes, that's right.
The tablet was dedicated to Moody, Watch, and Spy.
Yes,
Well,
yes, it was.
It intrigued me. And I asked about it in the office, and they told me that Moody, Watch, and Spy are dogs.
3 very faithful sled dogs, Mr. Hadley.
Well, they also told me in the office that there's a story back of that bronze tablet, and that you could probably be persuaded to tell me that story.
I'm really quite busy, Mr. Hadley, but, well, I'm never too busy to tell the story of Moody, Watch, and Spy.
They're your dogs?
They were part of my team of 8 dogs. Great, beautiful dogs. Kind that makes an owner swell with pride. From the first, all 8 dogs seemed to understand exactly what I wanted of them.
Oh, in this country, I suppose that a good dog team is a prized possession.
Oh, a very valuable asset. A good dog team is, Mr. Hadley. Anyway, Spy was a big, powerful, wiry, black and white dog. Moody, on the other hand, was a plodder dog that never looked back. Wonderful dog to have on any team. Watch was the youngest on the team. A fast, strong-legged, big dog with beautiful eyes and a smooth coat. Jack?
Well, he isn't mentioned in the tablet.
No, but he figures prominently in the story.
Oh.
Well, anyway, Jack was a coal-black, gentle dog. For some reason, he always ran with his nose to the ground, pulling straight ahead. He was an affectionate dog. I always hitched him close to the sled to be near me.
I've always understood that sled dogs are untrustworthy. Well, I mean, unfriendly, ferocious, even to their owner.
Well, I doubt if that is true. At least it wasn't true with my 8 dogs. Anyway, my story begins a year ago, just about this time of year. Spring in these parts is the dangerous time of the year. Solid bridges of ice between the long arms of the sea suddenly break up and push out to open sea. With no warning but the quick change of wind or tide, firm, safe ice suddenly changes into moving masses of rumbling, boisterous ice. One day, as I entered the hospital, having just been out... Oh, I don't think the wind ever stops blowing here in Labrador.
It doesn't, Doctor.
Eternal wind, huh? How do you stand it?
One gets used to it, Doctor. Here, let me take your wraps for you.
Oh, yes,
Someone's
thank
in the
you.
office to see you.
Oh, thank you, nurse. Who is it, do you know?
A man from the other side of the bay. A native.
Ah. The nurse said that... Oh, hello there, Pierre. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Howdy, Doctor. Hey, come quick. My boy, he's sick again.
Tommy's sick. What's the matter with him this time?
Leg sore. Big. Terrible sore.
Left leg?
Yes, Doctor. Left leg sore. Swell big. Much bleed.
Festered, huh? Well, probably you allowed the wound to close before the thigh bone I operated on was well. Now, this could be serious.
Please come quick,
Yes,
Doctor.
I guess I'd better. Probably too late even now to prevent amputation of his leg. Well, as soon as I pack my instruments and emergency supplies and hitch up the dogs, I'll be on my way.
And me go on, yes?
Yes, Pierre, you'd better. 60 miles is a long way. Besides, my dogs are faster than yours. I'll catch up with you long before you get to the halfway mark, so you go on.
Thank you, Doctor. And me go.
But, Doctor, this time of year, there's always a chance of meeting your oilskins.
You're like a setting hen or a nagging wife.
Well, someone has to see that you take care of yourself. So I'm going to see that you take along an entire change of clothing, some snowshoes, an axe, rifle, compass, and anything else you might need on such a long journey.
Long journey?
Well, it's over 125 miles round trip.
Well, that's not a long trip.
This time of the year, it is so.
Oh, I'll cut across the bay.
Dr. Grenfell, it is not safe this time of the year to cut across the bay, and you know it. Well, the ice will be all broken up.
Well, I haven't time to argue. I'll load the sled and be on my way. At last, the sled was loaded. The 8 dogs tugged at their harness, eager to be off.
Now, do be careful and hurry back, Doctor. You know there's lots of pressing matters for you to do.
I know. Come on there, Bryn. Let's go. Mush! Go there, Bryn. Attaboy. She's all right. Well, with these dogs, I don't have a worry in the world. Get in the harness there, Bryn. Mush! Bryn's the best lead dog on the entire Labrador coast. Well, Pierre and his dogs are making better time than I thought they would. Thought sure I'd overtake them long before this. Get on there, Bryn. Mush! Wind's shifting to the northeast. It means fog, maybe rain. Mush! Go there, Bryn! Well, Pierre, you made pretty good time. You all right? The dogs?
Me all right, Doctor. Dog's all right, too.
Good.
Your dog's big, fast.
Yes, they're a fast team. They're the fastest in the country.
We go now? My boy need doctor.
Yes, Pierre, we're going on now. I'll go ahead to the halfway village and have things ready for night by the time you get there, all right?
We stay in village all night?
We have to, Pierre. It's too dangerous traveling at night.
Let me understand, Doctor. Go now.
All right, Pierre. I'll see you at the village. Get on there, Brad! Push! At night, the northeast wind gained in velocity, bringing driving rain. The next morning, I helped Pierre harness up his team of dogs. Well, there you are, Pierre. I want you to start out with your team right now. I'll give you a 2-hour start, and we'll meet at the abandoned shack at the northern end of the bay.
We not cut across bay. My boy awful sick.
Now, how can we, Pierre? It's too dangerous. Look out there in the bay. That strong wind's broken up the ice into huge pans. Look at them slam together. Then they separate, leaving wide, gaping holes in open water. Oh, we'll have to go around the long way, Pierre.
Let me understand. Push!
I wish there was some way to get to Tommy more quickly. Father in heaven, lead me. Help me to save little Tommy's leg. He's trusting in me, and I'm trusting in you, dear Lord. So, in your infinite wisdom and strength, help me. I do believe that ice. Yes, it is. Bryn! Wait a minute. No, just be patient. We'll be going on in a minute. Bryn, Jack, Moody, quiet. Looks like the wind hasn't broken up that ice yet. Yes, there's a solid ice bridge all the way out to that island. If I remember correctly, it's only about 3 miles from that island to the mainland on the other side of the bay. From there, it's only a couple more miles to Pierre's. If I just could, Yes, I'd save 30, 35 miles. I'd get Tom's leg at least a day earlier. Well, it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Go on, Bryn. Tom, Jack, mush! Mush! That ice bridge to the island wasn't as solidly frozen as I'd thought, but by great care and crossing several open cracks, I reached the island safely. Stopping on the far side, I looked across the 3 remaining miles. Oh, I don't know. The ice looks awfully rough out there, but... well, yes, it's probably solid enough. Well, all right, we got this far. Shall we go on? Mush! Mush! Let's go, boys! All went reasonably well until we were about a quarter of a mile from the mainland. The wind had died to a stiff breeze. The ice pans that had been driven between the island and the mainland and held there by the strong wind began to loosen and drift apart. Large cracks revealing open water appeared in the ice ahead. Glancing behind me, I saw that there were now several open places between me and the island I'd just quitted. There was nothing to do but forge ahead. Suddenly, the ice just ahead cracked, almost like a gunshot. Easy there, Bryn. What? Moody, quiet, Jack, quiet. Yapping won't help the situation. As I stood there momentarily contemplating my next move, the ice around us began to break up and float away. I've got to do something. I've only about a minute to do it. This ice breaking up into little pieces will go down, sled, dogs, and all. Say, over there. Now, that looks like a substantial piece of ice. Now, if we could just get to that. If I could cut the dogs loose from their harness, maybe they could swim to it. So slashing the harness with the hunting knife I always carried and stuffing my oilskin pockets with items I thought might come in handy, I ordered the dogs over the side into the cold, choppy water. Bryn, get into the water with you. Now in, I say. Mush! Now, you're a good lead dog, Bryn. Go on, lead your mates into that ice pan over there. Now, over the side, Bryn. Mush! Get on there, Bryn. Go on. Couldn't get Bryn to plunge into the water. I even tossed him in, but he scrambled right back on the ice again. I shouted, I begged, and commanded Bryn to lead the other dogs to the safety of that larger ice pan, but he simply would not go. Shivering from the cold and with no apparent way to reach the larger ice island, I realized it was only a matter of minutes before our small ice island would give way, casting us into the water to be drowned or frozen to death. Slowly the ice island was giving way, breaking off, sinking. Worst of all, it was drifting slowly out towards the open sea. Come here, Jack. Here, Jack. Now, Jack, you've got to obey me. Our lives depend on it. You understand, Jack? That's a good boy. We've often played together, Jack, you and me. You've retrieved things I've thrown. Now, I'm going to throw this over there on that ice pan. I want you to get it. Now, I'm going to throw it now. Ooh. Yes, it landed on the ice pan. Now, you go get it, Jack. Go get it. Attaboy, Jack, you're doing fine. Good dog. He made it. He's on the other ice pan. He made it. Lie down, Jack. Obey me. Lie down. That's it, Jack. That's it. Oh, I'm certainly glad you learned to obey. Now, you stay right there, Jack. Lie down. That's a good boy. Now, Bryn, you lead the others over there where Jack is. After him, Bryn. Go on, mush. Come on, the rest of you. Spy, Watch, Moody, Sue, Jerry, get in the water. Come on, mush, mush. All right. Now, here we go. Mush, mush. It's ice. I've got to make it. I've got to. You stop it. Jerry. Sue. Moody. Stop your barking and swim. Swim. Swim, all of you. Swim for your lives. Come on. Swim. Swim. By superhuman effort, all 7 dogs and myself finally hauled ourselves aboard the ice pan and stood panting beside good old Jack. Taking stock of the situation, I discovered that we were fast moving out to sea. The widening gap from the mainland made it foolish even to think of reaching the shore. The farther we drifted, the rougher it became the sea. So rough that I feared that even this larger ice pan would break up. Well, fellas, there's nothing to do but stick on our little island and hope and pray that we'll be rescued. 8 dogs and a man. Oh, maybe Pierre will start looking for us. Or maybe some sharp-eyed fisherman on shore will see us. Yet, as far as I know, no one's ever been rescued from an ice pan out here on the bay. Whew. These wet clothes. The day wore on. Slowly but surely we were being driven by the wind to the open sea. As the afternoon shadows lengthened into twilight, the cold became almost unbearable. I knew I had to do something quickly if I were to live through the night. I've got to do it. I hate to. But sometimes one must die that others might live. I'm not sure that any of us will survive, but I must do all in my power to last as long as possible. I love my dogs, but 3... Yes, it'll take 3 of them, 3 good heavy dog hides. Keep me warm during the night, and I can stack up the 3 carcasses as a windbreak. I must be careful that there's no violent struggle or an outcry, or the other dogs will jump on the victim and there'll be trouble. Jack! Jack, come here! Jack. No, not you, Jack. You're too affectionate. I just can't. Not you. You go on. Lie down, Jack. Go lie down. I'll take the 3 largest ones. Moody, Watch, and Spy. Come here. Come here, boys. I'd rather do almost anything. This is a strange thing for me, a doctor, to be doing, but I must. And Moody, Watch, Spy, remember that God in heaven has numbered the very hairs on your body. He'll never forget you. Ooh. Using one of the 3 skins for a waterproof cushion, I sat down behind the stacked carcasses out of the wind. With 2 heavy skins wrapped around me, I was fairly warm. Then I thought of a way to become even warmer. Jack! Jack! Come here! Good boy. I know, boy, that you're not used to sleeping with anyone, but I want you to lie down here with me, and we'll cuddle up together, and we'll keep each other warm. You understand? You lie down, Jack, here. Right here. Lie down. You're a good, obedient dog, Jack. As darkness set in, the wind increased in velocity, driving the little ice pan swiftly towards the open sea. And sure death were the 5 remaining dogs and myself. Morning, at this rate, we'll be out in the open sea, far beyond hope of rescue. Oh, if only the wind would die down. Morning might find us still in sight of the shore. Then maybe, by the light of the morning sun, someone would see us. Oh, Father in heaven, I do not expect a miracle, but, oh God, if it be thy will, cause something to happen so that I shall be saved for further service to thee and to mankind. Thou art a loving, compassionate, and just Father. I leave all things in thy hand. Thy will be done. Amen. The wind. It stopped. Oh, thank you, Father. Thank you. And they say the wind never stops blowing along this coast. It's a miracle. Oh, thank you, oh God. Sure now, in the belief that I would be rescued, I curled up close to good old Jack and got a remarkable amount of sleep. As dawn began to appear, I found that we were now drifting very slowly past Goose Cove, about 5 miles away. The water was dotted with many varying sizes of floating ice pans. It didn't seem likely that anyone 5 miles away could possibly distinguish our ice pack from the others or identify small dots, such as we must have been from 5 miles distant. A flag. If I just had a flag to wave. My shirt. It's white, and I have nothing to fasten it to, no flagpole. I've got to get it up in the air and wave it, or anyone on shore just couldn't see it, even if... Yes, I do have a flagpole. Moody, watch, spy. Their legs are frozen stiff. I'll fasten them together for a flagpole. Finally, I had a flagpole, probably the crookedest and queerest flagpole in the world, but I had it. And fastening my white shirt to the topmost leg, I was soon waving it some 8 or 10 feet in the air. Phew, this is hard work, yet I've got to keep on waving it. If I stop, that may be the very moment someone on shore is looking in this direction. My God, my Father, while I stray far from home on life's dark way, oh, teach me from my heart to say, thy will be done. Several times during the next hour, I noticed glittering objects rise and fall on the waves toward shore. Small pieces of ice sparkling in the sunlight, I thought. One of those glittering pieces of ice seemed to get nearer and nearer. Finally, no, it isn't the sun glittering on ice. It's water on it. An oar. It's a boat. I can see the black hull. The Lord is going to see me through safely. Oh, Father in heaven, thank you. Thank you. Thou art a loving and compassionate Father, and I thank thee for the men on their way to rescue me. They braved the dangers of a heavy sea full of dangerous bobbing hunks of ice. They're fearless, brave men. Thank you, Father, for such people. And I also thank thee for my faithful dogs, Moody, Watch, and Spy, who gave their lives for me, that I might live to serve thee and mankind. Always, Father, thy will, not mine, be done.
not one of them is forgotten before your Father which is in heaven.